right, time to do some posture training for our low back relief. It is so important how you hold and carry your body, because you can do all the PT, all the exercises, all the foam rolling, all the breath work, all the targeted stretching and strengthening and all the things, but then if you just get on your couch and slouch, or if you walk around all slumped over, not carrying your body well, you're not going to heal. It's going to be very hard to get yourself out of pain if you have bad posture, because your posture is the position that your body is in most of the time. You know, how you stand, if you stand to one side all the time, or if you have a tendency to kind of stand with your weight forward. A lot of folks think, oh, I'm opening up my chest, but then what are they doing? They're actually thrusting the pelvis forward, or they're walking around with the pelvis tucked under like this. And walking around with that pelvis tucked under or hanging in a slouch is not going to serve healing your back. You won't get better if you can't get out of those bad habits. So we are going to break it down. What is active posture? What does that mean? How can I get into active posture? And then how can I practice it walking around? Okay, so number one rule of active posture, burn your couch. Don't sit in a couch. Don't allow yourself, especially during this guided healing journey, low back relief, don't keep setting yourself back. Don't allow yourself to sit on a couch and slouch. Allow yourself only to sit on firm chairs where you're able to sit up and practice and strengthen in good posture. And then become aware of how you stand. So I'm going to walk you through standing in active posture, and then walking in active posture, and then sitting in active posture. So first part, standing in active posture. The first thing we want to keep in mind is that our backs are designed to have a lumbar curve. And so if you are tucking your pelvis under, right? If you're spending too much time in that tuck, you're going to be removing that lumbar curve. And as we know, that's not helpful. So if you're a tucker, or if you're a leaning forward person thrusting your pelvis out, you want to especially be mindful to bring your attention into the inner groins right here. The inner groins on either side of kind of the pubic bone, right at the intersection, at the top of the inseam of your pants. You want to take those inner groins back. What you'll feel is your weight moves back towards your heels a little bit. So that weight moves back a little bit, helps you get more grounded in your heels, and it establishes that lumbar curve. We want to not be stuck in a tuck. We want to bring those groins, soften the groins back. Now it's going to feel like you're sticking your chest out, and your chest may actually be protruding at this point. Bring your attention into your lower ribs, tuck those lower ribs in, draw them back. Okay, so that balances the tilting of the pelvis by reaching those inner thighs back, inner groins back, and then tuck the lower ribs in the front in. That kind of balances that. And you have to find that sweet spot in your body. In the beginning, if you're a tucker, which most of you are, or if you're stand on weight on one leg more than the other, you're going to find this feels like you're really just sticking your butt out. And your body has to get used to this new position, because your body is attuned to the tuck. So we're resetting your whole nervous system to be willing to accept this new posture, right? So it's going to feel weird. It's okay for it to feel weird and different. Inner groins back, lower ribs draw in, back ribs now rise up to the sky. This is the traction part. And then the crown of the head even rises up to the sky. You're literally tractioning your spine between heaven and earth. You're reaching the crown of your head up. Still those groins stay back. And then can you move in that position? So can you keep, the most important thing in movement is to keep thinking about reaching the crown of the head up, like it's almost gonna lift you up on your tiptoes. Now my mom, when I was a teenager had me walk around sometimes with a book on my head to train me in good posture. At the time, I was, of course, horrifically irritated by this. Now I'm like, hey, good job, Mom. That actually works. So you want to have a small box, or you can use your yoga block, which is a little bit bigger, so it might be a little bit harder to balance. Or I have this block. You can practice with a soft cover book, but this will curve around your body, around your head a little bit more. It sometimes is easier to cheat a little bit with the soft book. However, what it will do is give you something to push your head into, right? So I'm going to use this little box, and I'm going to place it on the top of my head. Now I'm going to show you, it's very hard to like stand with your weight on one side. It's very hard to slouch. Well, it's very hard to tuck the pelvis forward and keep that box on top of the head. You have to have good posture. Have you ever watched a little kid learn how to walk, a toddler learn how to walk? At that age, their head is the biggest, heaviest part of their bodies. So they're kind of like this, right? And they have their butt sticking out a little bit. Look at little babies and toddlers as they're learning. Their butt is sticking out a little bit. Get those glutes working for you instead of tucking them under and shutting them all down. That is not helping you at all, right? So allow your butt to come back a little bit. Put that little box on your head. Push the crown of your head up into the box and walk around. Can you walk around in good posture, pressing the crown of the head up into the box like you're trying to push the box up to the ceiling? Give it a try. Give it a try. This has actually liberated many of my clients and students from their bad posture habits, because the box doesn't lie, the book doesn't lie. It's going to let you know if you're hanging out more on one side than the other. It's going to let you know if you're tucked and slouched. It's going to let you know if you're overarching in the back, because your head will not be level. So give that a try. There's our active posture in standing, how to get that set up, and then how to practice it tractioning your spine so that you are actually lengthening the spine and taking some compression out of those discs and maybe alleviating some of your back pain with your posture and how you walk around.